Jake Paul has finally broken his silence after the Anthony Joshua fight, and the boxing world hasn't stopped buzzing since. After months of hype, trash talk, and one of the most unbelievable matchups the sport has ever seen, Jake Paul vs Anthony Joshua actually became reality. And the fallout has been just as wild as the build-up. Jake Paul's first words weren't excuses. They weren't denial. And they definitely weren't silence.
Yep. You know, like you would assume that wealth would take away your drive for competition.
Yeah.
He's also nuts, right? Just the fact that he's willing to fight the two-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
A guy who's gigantic in his pride, built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
And you're going to stand, and he's a one-punch killer. And you're going to stand in front of that guy. And he avoided shots till the 6th round. He just started getting tired.
Yeah, his movement in that fight was crazy.
It was very good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
He was really keeping him moving around the whole ring. And then
you can't afford to get tired. That's the thing is, like, he gets tired in a lot of his fights in the later rounds. You should really sort that out. Because if he had a much bigger gas tank, like if he was training with like some of these elite world-class strength and conditioning coaches and just worked on his cardio, he'd be beating way more guys.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. But it's like what he's doing is learning how to box, and he's boxing and he's training hard for sure. But to get that world-class gas tank, you need like a Sam Calavita, you need like a Nick Curson, you need like these plyometrics experts that are got heart rate monitors on you, and they're checking when your recovery is ready and go.
Yeah.
And you're fucking yeah. You need guys monitoring your recovery, monitoring your heart rate variability, your VO2 max.
I couldn't believe
I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is doing that. But whatever it is, it's not enough. It's not enough.
I broke Jake's jaw.
And his teeth look a bit removed as well.
Yeah, his teeth have come out of place. But credit to him, he done well. But I told him what was going to happen. But it just took 6 rounds to do that.
People will criticise you for going 6 rounds with Jake Paul. How do you feel about that?
I deserve it.
Why? Come on.
Because,
you know, most people wouldn't have the balls ever to step in a boxing ring to bring in their life. He stepped in a boxing ring with one of the baddest men on the planet, who's 40 pounds heavier than him and 6 inches taller. That's insane. He's one of the most skilled fighters on the planet. My brother, as a fucking YouTuber, went 6 rounds with him in a fight with a broken jaw and rolled ankle. I'm so proud of him. That was just unbelievable.
I saw you talking crap to AJ at one point.
I was trying to get his head. I think I pissed him off. I was just saying fuck that shit. I love AJ.
Yeah.
But bro,
I saw you going down the fight.
I was talking so much. But I just pissed him off. Then he broke my brother's jaw. Fuck this guy.
Broke his jaw, huh?
Yeah, his jaw. Yeah. He don't care though. Jake's having a fucking blast.
Yeah. We'll see him back again for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Logan. Appreciate you, brother.
Instead, his words ignited an even bigger debate about what this fight truly meant. Paul admitted that stepping into the ring with a former heavyweight champion was a wake-up call, but he also made it clear he doesn't view the fight as a failure. In his mind, lasting rounds with someone like Anthony Joshua proves he belongs in the boxing conversation, whether people like it or not, and that alone has split fans right down the middle. Joe Rogan weighed in almost immediately, framing the fight in a way only he could. Rogan pointed out that no matter how you feel about Jake Paul, most influencers would never even attempt something like this. Fighting a man with Anthony Joshua's power is not a gimmick, not a joke, and definitely not safe. One clean shot from Joshua can change anyone's life, and Paul knowingly stepped into that danger. From Rogan's perspective, the discussion shouldn't just be about whether Jake Paul won or lost, but about what this moment represents for modern boxing influencers crossing into elite competition, traditional fighters protecting their legacy, and fans trying to decide whether this is the future or the downfall of the sport.
Is it fixed? Are any of these fights prearranged? Are they fixed at all? Is there any discussion about, hey, you take an L, you're going to go down here? Because everybody says, oh, you held fucking Mayweather up. Mayweather held your brother up.
It's bullshit. I don't know about anything else in the fight. I'm talking about my fights. I can't speak to anyone else's fights, but also highly illegal. Like, you go to prison for the rest of your life type shit.
Well, right. With the Ben Askren fight, you know, I actually believed you would have beaten Ben Askren. I just, like, he didn't look in shape or at all. But I feel like, in my opinion, it was kind of fixed on how early you knocked him out. Like, I don't know. That's just...
People think the Mike Tyson fight's rigged. And you think Anderson Silva's going to lose. You think Woodley's going to take a fall. You guys, you know these guys.
Yeah, no, I didn't think Anderson would take a fall. But I ain't going to lie. I hate that you knocking out MMA fighters.
And I understand that, but just say that. You don't got to say, like, oh, bro, he's on steroids. Come on. It's a federal crime. It's illegal. people like.
Hey, he made a good point. He said it is illegal to fix fights. It is. Because people be betting on that shit.
And bro, people think I'm like a multi-billionaire. They think I'm a billionaire and like, oh, he paid somebody $40-50 million to take a fall like that, bro. I don't have that type of money laying around to throw at people.
Hey, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but I know you probably signed NDA, but blink twice if that Jake Paul fight was set up.
Blink twice.
I know you probably.
I don't never blink because I got these liberty eyes. I don't need much air, you know what I mean, to keep them open. A lot of people wonder that, but think about this. If I say, Rampage, I'm gonna pay you $2 million, right? That this dude beat you, what you gonna do? You gonna feel disrespected, number one.
Yeah.
Right, that ain't enough money.
Yeah.
But I got paid in the Jake fights. For me to do that, I gotta be willing to walk away for good, and they gotta set me up for a while, at least not for life, but something like 20-something million where I can invest it and fall off in the shade, because that's what you would have to do. Would I do something like that? You would have to know me to know I'm too solid of a guy to even have somebody walk to me and ask me.
Yeah.
What happened to me is what was going to happen to him had he dropped those hands. Before we fought, I said, hey, you can knock me out and I can knock you out, and I'm going to try to fuck you up tonight.
Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, came out of this looking calm, controlled, and surgical. His response was measured, no gloating, no disrespect, just a quiet reminder that there are levels to this game. Many analysts praised Joshua for not chasing a viral knockout and instead sticking to the fundamentals, controlling distance, timing his shots, and reminding everyone why he remains one of the most dangerous heavyweights on the planet. But the real chaos erupted inside the boxing community itself. Some fans argued Jake Paul earned respect just for stepping into that ring. Others accused him of reaching too far, saying the fight exposed the limits of his ability. Critics questioned the matchmaking, while supporters insisted this was always about experience, not victory. And then came the conspiracy theories, the slow-motion breakdowns, the punch analysis, the endless debates about whether Paul was more hurt than he admitted. What's clear is this: nobody moved on from this fight quietly. So,
your chin. I mean, anyone who questioned whether or not you had a chin, I think the answer to that question was proven last night. Bro, you can take a shot. Anthony Joshua hits you with probably his hardest shot that we've seen drop every other single fighter that he's fought.
Yeah.
And he hit you in the face, and not only did you not get knocked out, you dropped and said, wow.
I was like, wow, that was nice. I was on the ground, I was like, that was a good shot.
Dude. Did he surprise you with his power?
No, to be honest, no. But, I mean, he surprised my jaw. It's literally
Off your
snapped,
face,
bro. It's literally snapped.
Dude, when
completely snapped.
After the fight, you were like, I think like one of my teeth is, and you open your mouth, and I was the first to see it. I went, oh, you broke your jaw, dude. On both sides too.
I really take my hat off. So I mean, we have to see if it is a broken jaw. Those injuries are very difficult to come back from. But as AJ said, like that last shot would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights. And I know he went down heavy, but you know he was conscious on the floor. And I thought his game plan, although obviously very negative early on, which it had to be, was smart at times. And there were times where he held his feet and let his hands go. You know, it was a very one-sided fight. It was always going to be a one-sided fight. But you can't give him anything but credit and respect. There's a lot of negative people out there. There's a lot of people who want to criticize people. They're not doing what Jake Paul's done. He just went in with Anthony Joshua and gave it his best shot. Took a lot of punishment and ended the fight eventually on his feet after the stoppage. So, you know, I think he'll have to see physically how that jaw, I don't know the severity of it. It's a very difficult injury to come back from. But he showed he's got ability, and that's what we said. You know, he's dedicated to the game.
What's next for Jake Paul? The road ahead is complicated. This fight didn't end his boxing ambitions, but it definitely reshaped them. There's talk of jaw recovery, smarter matchmaking, and bouts that build momentum instead of pure shock value. Paul has suggested that this loss, or setback, depending on how you see it, has only fueled him even more. He believes he has learned, evolved, and isn't finished chasing legitimacy. For Anthony Joshua, this was about staying active, staying sharp, and staying relevant. With bigger heavyweight matchups still on the horizon, this fight reminded everyone that when Joshua lets his hands go, very few people on earth can stand with him, and that reputation isn't going anywhere. This wasn't just a boxing match. It was a collision of worlds, a clash of egos, a gamble on legacy, and a moment that forced fans to face an uncomfortable truth: combat sports are changing whether we like it or not. The question now isn't whether Jake Paul should fight again.